I gave the absolute lowest overall character in WWE 2K23 every single title. And the question is, who is that person? Well, it's Eazy-E himself, Eric Bischoff, coming in at a whopping 64 overall. So now he's got an entire year to prove the doubters wrong as to why he is the best in the world. Is he though? Let's find out. So, WrestleMania Backlash is our first destination. Eric Bischoff defends the Intercontinental title against Shinsuke Nakamura, who Shinsuke Nakamura is supposed to have Boogs at ringside, but I guess Boogs got lost. So Eric Bischoff hits a diving savate kick and then a spinning roundhouse kick, and pins Nakamura, shocking the universe. Eric Bischoff defeats Shinsuke Nakamura in a huge upset. Eric Bischoff's still on top of the world. So at Hell in a Cell, Eric Bischoff defends the WWE World Heavyweight Championship against the rated R superstar Edge. And after Edge dominates the match for the majority of it, Eric Bischoff hits a desperate low blow and proceeds to absolutely obliterate Edge with 15 or so bat shots and a couple of steel chairs. Eric Bischoff is going to finish him off with a roundhouse kick, but Edge blocks it, hits a drop kick right to his face, and pins Eric Bischoff. Somehow, Edge recovered and was able to defeat Eric Bischoff to become the new World Heavyweight Champion. NXT in your house. Eric Bischoff, who looks like he's aged by like 20 years, is going against JD McDonough for the NXT North American title. And Eric Bischoff pummels JD McDonough with like 5 kicks to the chest, and then he finishes him off with a spinning roundhouse kick. And Eric Bischoff retains his title as he becomes the kickmaster of wrestling. So at Money in the Bank, we do not have a Money in the Bank match. Unfortunate, I know. Instead, we have a undisputed WWE title shot between Brock Lesnar and Eric Bischoff. And Brock Lesnar hits an F5, but the referee gets distracted by like Hogan or Nash, or I don't even know who it is, one of those two. And the referee takes like 10 seconds, but he finally discovers that. And as Bischoff is being pinned, he gets the ropes, but the ref misses it, and Brock Lesnar wins the Universal title. Oh boy, there's going to be some controversy, but controversy creates cash. So at the Great American Bash, Eric Bischoff with the NWO defend the NXT Championship against Braun Breaker. And Braun Breaker puts away Eric Bischoff with a spear and then the Gorilla Press Power Slam move. Hogan, Nash, and Syxx are pissed off on the ringside. Brother, I can't believe he lost, dude. I can't believe Eric Bischoff lost, brother. So now at SummerSlam, rather than Eric getting his rematch for the Undisputed title, we decide not to do that, or at least Universe Mode does. Universe Mode's like, nope, you're defending the United States title against The Miz. Yep, The Miz. Aren't you excited? I am. The Miz does one of the most ridiculous, boring taunts I have ever seen in a wrestling match, like he's got the fattest balls on the roster or something. So he gets punished and he gets roundhouse kicked right in the face. And Eric Bischoff retains the US. So now Eric Bischoff gets his rematch against Brock Lesnar for the undisputed WWE Universal Heavyweight Championship of the Universe. Eric Bischoff hits his big roundhouse kick, and he didn't get it, unfortunately. So Eric Bischoff goes to the outside to grab a sledgehammer, but then Brock catches him in a suplex city, triple suplex. Now on the second suplex, Eric Bischoff's head lands completely on the hard part of the sledgehammer. This was enough to knock out Eric Bischoff, and Brock Lesnar retains the Universal title, and Eric Bischoff has been sent to a local medical facility. So at Extreme Rules, Bischoff is now getting his rematch for the World Heavyweight title against Edge once again in a TLC match. Unfortunately, there's no tables and there's no chairs. All you have are ladders and stairs, because Eric Bischoff goes to the top of the ladder. He's so close to grab it, but Edge knocks it over and powerbombs him into the mat. But then Eric Bischoff is able to recover and hit a big karate kick. And because of that, he's able to climb the ladder and retrieve the World Heavyweight title. And Eric Bischoff gets his World Heavyweight title back. So now at the Survivor Series, we have a War Games match. Who are the teams? You got Eric Bischoff, and Eric Bischoff, collectively known as the BWO. Who are the opponents? Well, it's Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar. I didn't really have a name for them, so, you know, I just called them the Beasts, but you can come up with a better name in the comments, I guess. So, the BWO versus the Beasts. Who will win? After a brutal War Games match that had Bischoffs, Brocks, and brawling everywhere, Brock Lesnar and Brock Lesnar basically team up and gang up on Eric Bischoff clone. And Brock Lesnar is completely decimated to the point where they're able to hit a suplex and then a sledgehammer right to the freaking head. And the Brock Lesnars defeat the Bischoffs in the Ultimate Revenge match. So, at NXT War Games, Eric Bischoff is getting his rematch against Braun Breaker for the NXT Championship, this time inside of a steel cage. Half the match is completely boring and awful because the two guys just fight on one side of the cage, one falls off, and then the other one gets back on, and they do this for a while. So then, Braun Breaker hits a big spear and climbs out of the cage on the other side. Bischoff is too late, and Braun Breaker retains the NXT title because of the cage. At day one, Brock Lesnar is back in the title picture as he's gunning for Eric Bischoff's Intercontinental Championship. Eric Bischoff has once again brought the NWO, although I don't really know how helpful they are. So Bischoff and Lesnar brawl on the outside, and as they are brawling, I was able to catch this footage of whatever Nash, Six, and Hogan were doing. I don't even know what it is, but something interesting. But Brock Lesnar runs back into the ring, and he wins by countout. So Brock Lesnar wins, but he doesn't win the title because it's countout. Like, why? Just why? Why do you do this game? Why? So, NXT New Year's Evil. Cameron Grimes challenges Eric Bischoff for the North American title. And in the blink of an eye, the match ends because Cameron Grimes hits the cave-in and pins him immediately, as Hogan and Nash and Six are in pain on the outside. Brother, I can't believe they lost so easily, dude! And Cameron Grimes celebrates as Kevin Nash gets into the camera for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know. And now we're at the Royal Rumble, and we're going to finish off this trilogy of matches. Edge and Bischoff for the World Heavyweight title for the last time. And after the two men go back and forth, Edge hits a jawbreaker and then a spear, and Edge pins Eric Bischoff to win the World Heavyweight title back, and thus ending this feud once and for all. And then later in the night, we have a Royal Rumble match. The winner will go to WrestleMania to fight one of the World Heavyweight Champions. And despite Eric Bischoff's efforts to get into the match and win, he comes up short in being eliminated. And Kofi Kingston wins the Royal Rumble match and will be challenging the World Heavyweight Champion Edge at WrestleMania. Now we fast forward to the Elimination Chamber. We have a Elimination Chamber match for the Intercontinental title. Eric Bischoff defends against Gunther, Ricochet, Solo Sikoa, LA Knight, and Rick Boogs. All for the Intercontinental title. Who will be going to the Intercontinental? After a hellacious Elimination Chamber match with these six guys, of all people, Eric Bischoff is the one that survives. He hits a roundhouse kick on LA Knight to take him out, and Eric Bischoff somehow, someway retains the Intercontinental title at the Elimination Chamber. Somehow. At Stand and Deliver, Eric Bischoff is looking to reclaim the North American title that he lost to Cameron Grimes a couple of months ago. And this time it's a ladder match to make things more interesting. So Eric Bischoff and Cameron Grimes are on the top of the ladder. Eric Bischoff somehow hits a swinging neckbreaker off of the top. He climbs the ladder, and Cameron Grimes is too late as Eric Bischoff takes down the North American title and wins the title back. Crazy, I know. And now we arrive at WrestleMania. Bobby Lashley will be challenging Eric Bischoff for the United States title. And Bobby Lashley completely decimates Eric Bischoff despite the NWO being on the outside. And then Bobby Lashley mercifully finishes off Eric Bischoff with a spear, covers him, pins him. Bobby Lashley becomes the United States champion, and Kevin Nash is still in the freaking camera shot. I don't know why. I don't know why he wants so much attention, Nash. Just go away, please. And now finally, the night 2 of WrestleMania. It is the rematch for the 4th time because of how the match ended last time. For the undisputed title, Eric Bischoff is challenging Brock Lesnar to settle the score once and for all. And the match is really, really short. It's like 4 minutes. Lesnar throws around Bischoff. Bischoff gets a couple of good shots in, but then the match ends out of nowhere with an alley-oop, like an alley-oop bomb from the bottom turnbuckle. And probably the most mid-finish to a WrestleMania you could ever imagine. Brock Lesnar is still champion and proves that he is the best in the world, at least when it comes to Bischoff. So let's wrap things up. So Eric Bischoff kind of surprised me. Originally I thought he was going to lose everything, but he was able to keep the Intercontinental title and the North American titles, surviving an Elimination Chamber and a ladder match. However, he would falter on the rest. He'd lose the NXT title to Braun Breaker in a cage and was never able to recover it. He lost the United States title to Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania. He lost the World Heavyweight title to Edge at the Royal Rumble. And finally, he lost to Brock Lesnar once again at WrestleMania for the Universal title. So, surprisingly, Bischoff actually has done better than a lot of other people. So that's good, despite having a... This proves that even if you have a low overall, it doesn't mean crap. You can still win matches in this game. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a good day.